Hi everyone, my name is Ravi. Welcome back to another video. So in this particular video, I'm going to talk about one of the consulting problems which has already been taken up in DBA in 2022-2023 in the eighth cohort. So let's go ahead. So the title of the problem is Foreign direct investment strategy for a leading free zone. So this problem statement lies from financial industry. It was taken up in year 2022-23 in the eighth cohort. So I'll be going through the case description and I'll try to develop an overall understanding of the problem space. I'll try to deep down and understand what the problem the client is facing, what are their requirements, what are their needs, and what is the vision which they wanted to achieve. And at the same time, while trying to give them the solution, I'll try to look at it from a multiple perspective and see how the solution will pan out if we give them to the client. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead with the case description. Yeah. So leading global free zone promotes sustainable economic development and aims to establish Dubai as a key global hub for financial institutions. One of the primary objectives is to double the free zone in size and its economic contribution to Dubai's GDP. The strategic question at, at hand is how this free zone can attract a tenfold increase in foreign direct investment within financial and technological sector. This approach is harnessing the initiatives already in Dubai, UAE level strategic. Got it. This case is coming from Dubai government. They wanted to make sure that their global free zones grow economically and they become a place which attracts a lot of foreign development, foreign investments, foreign direct investments, particularly in area of finance and technology. So they wanted to know how they can do this. They wanted an approach, and they wanted to know what are the initiatives they can do strategically so that they can achieve the increment in the foreign direct investment for the global free zone. If I look at this problem, it's not a very consulting based or pure business spin problem, but it is a very economic based problem, like economic policy based problem. And while devising out the strategy for it, and also while looking at the problem statement, deep diving into the problem, we need to look at this with a very policy specific spectacles. Like, okay, what are the current policies which with which with which free zones in Dubai currently operate at? What are the regulations which are at governance policies and regulatory framework which is there in free zone currently, and what are the hurdles the foreign investors are facing, and how we can improve them. So it is we need to firstly look at it from a very policy specific, from a very policy oriented point of view. The second is we need to simultaneously also study how uh, places, the free zones in other developed nations are operating. What are the best practices which they are doing? What are although I'm very aware and cognizant of the fact that each place has its own challenges and there's no one fit solution for all, but at the same time we should see what are the problems which they have faced, how they had overcome, and can we implement similar in a similar way in this free zone, or can we bring in the similar kind of expert people who have already had a demonstrated work over there, and we can bring them over here and they can help us solve this free zone problem. So I hope I have outlined this problem statement and objective clearly. Let's look at the objective once again. So the objective is to position the free zone as a premier global hub for financial technology sectors by driving a tenfold increase. So they have set the expectation that they wanted to have a very tenfold increment in FDI, and they wanted to double its economic contribution to Dubai GDP. So the client's objective, sorry for this. So the client objective is very straightforward. They wanted a very their expectations are very clear that they wanted to have a very tenfold increment in terms of FDI, and that too in technology and financial sector. Uh, and Having said, they wanted to double its economic contribution to Dubai's GDP. So we look at the goals which the government should be pursuing and achieving in phase-wise manner, so that they could win their vision and this objective of getting a tenfold increment in FDI and doubling its economic contribution to Dubai GDP. The first thing is we need to look at how we can leverage Dubai and UAE level strategic factors or pointers which could attract FD, which could create a very differentiate value for international investors, and therefore we can attract them to the region. So the idea over here is let's do some studies, or let's involve some experts and see what are the strategic factors. Maybe it could be a geographical factor, maybe it could be uh, potential talent which we the great amount of talent which we have in the region. The idea here is let's see what is the X factor which we are having, and take the let's do a comprehensive study and see what are the X factors which we have, and make sure that we market those X factors in the international market and towards in front of FD foreign investors, so that we could we could, because when we are going in the world market we are actually competing with the best of the best in the world. So therefore we need to make sure that when we are selling our services, when we are selling our global free zone, we need to sure that we make them aware that what are our strategic key factors which gives them the advantage. So short term goal should be that. The midterm should be to expand infrastructure and services to support growth of financial institution technological firms. So the second is to give a push in terms of infrastructure building and services so that we can support the growth of financial institutions and technological firms. So while giving an expand well investing in expansion of infrastructure and services, we should also be making sure that we engage in dialogue, in conversation with the present financial institutions and technological firms which are operating at present. Make sure that we engage them with a very one-on-one conversation level, like with their CEOs or with the union heads, and we just try to get them engage with them in a very informal kind of conversation, so that we could know what are their pain points are, where we could know what is the on ground difficulty which they are facing, and we could try to create a very comprehensive list from those feedbacks, that what are the pointers which we need to look at it and work at it, and that should be number one. And while giving this expand while giving this expansion while spending on infrastructure building and service building, let's take all those feedbacks in account while implementing those services and giving push to the necessary infrastructure. So that should be the midterm goal. The third long-term goal should be how can we make it as a world leader. And when we say world leader, in order to really become the world leader, we need to chase uh, for sustainable economic development. We should make sure that whatever the growth we are achieving, it should not be very inorganic. It should be very organic. It should be done in a sustainable point and manner, and so that each of the local system is not well making sure we are having this foreign direct investment. We should make sure that our internal talent or our internal companies or the companies which are operating at a local level should not be hampered it, and we should also try to safeguard those, because if we really wanted to achieve a very sustainable development, we need to make sure that all the stakeholders, all the businesses thrive, and that's how I think we could achieve the long-term vision of significantly contributing to the Dubai's GDP. Hi, so we'll look at the strategies which the global trees which the Dubai government could adopt in order to meet the expectations in a phase-wise manner and can achieve the vision which they wanted to achieve. So let's look at the strategies which they can adopt. And so the first strategy will be targeted FDI attraction. So what I mean by that is that uh, the government needs to make sure that they begin to market themselves more. They should be more visible in the international markets, and they should make sure that selling themselves in a unique way, and they're putting out their X factor, their USP to the international market in the best way. Uh, uh, the second is they need to see also make sure that they know what are the pain points of financial and technological firms are, what are their needs and what are their requirements, and they need to seek if they could tailor the services or the infrastructure or the offerings in the global free zone according to the needs and requirements of the of particular companies and of financial and technology of big financial and technological firms, so that they could get more attracted to come to the global free zone. So the idea over here is, let's have a very targeted based approach. Let's target companies and see how we can uh, customize or tailor the offering of the global free zone according to their needs and requirements. So that should be number one. The second should be policy and initiative alignment. So having said that, this entire solution has to be looked at from a very policy oriented approach. We need to revisit the current policy and see what challenges the current businesses are facing from the present uh, present policy framework, and see if we could if we could improve upon those policy framework, and if we could incorporate the feedback and make the policy more comprehensive and better. So that's should be the part two strategy, that we need to revisit the policy framework. The third is infrastructure inspection. So expansion. So having already said that, we need to constantly invest on the infrastructure of the global free zone, making sure that it is world class. It is not. It is second to none. It should be something which should be competing with best of the best in the world. We should make sure that we have smart. We have good technological experts on board, which could guide us how we can improve the state of art facilities across the global free zone, so that all the businesses can be benefited, and they could have more charm of and they could get more reason why they should come and operate their business from the global free zone. Fourth and the fifth point is as important, and they are both are very interrelated. The fourth is ecosystem development. So when I say about ecosystem development, I mean ecosystem needs to be developed in a very cohesive, harmonious, and collaborative manner. It should not be that when we are attracting the foreign businesses, it should not be that our local businesses requirements and their needs are compromised or ignored. That should not happen. We should create an environment where local businesses should not feel feared. They should not feel that their businesses or their market are going to be taken up by the big companies. No, that should not happen. We should make sure that our policies and our entire ecosystem is working in such a way that the local businesses see it as an opportunity of collaboration or opportunity of partnership, and they should see it as as a growth opportunity rather than as a competition opportunity. And also we should make sure that rules and regulations are offered in such a are placed in such a way that local businesses are not being the businesses of local players are not being hampered. We could have offer different business support services like access to capital, mentorship, and market entry facilitation. So we could also look at the ways how these big companies could provide value or provide mentorship to the small companies. And the idea over here is, let all the companies operating in the global free zone to thrive. The fifth is talent magnetism. We need to make sure that we have the best work-life balance programs or best corporate programs in place, so that we could attract the global talents from across the world. And since we should not only attract, but we should also make sure that we retain those talents. Therefore we need to constantly spend time on making sure that work life balance is being there, the working environment is favorable, the packages given to the people to the employees are good. So we need to make sure that our entire corporate culture is in sync and is international. So that's important. uh, B pointer of the talent magnetism part will be that we need to constantly also partner with academic institutions so that we could attract fresh talent, newish talent, and we could see how we could uh, grow together with them. It will be great opportunity for the young talent to to develop their skills and um, grow in grow in the respective field and in global free zone and in the free zone, which is going to be good for free zone as well, because global free zone is going to require a lot of young talent as well. So we need to have a place where even the talent is being even the fresh talent is given the opportunity of jobs, and global free zone business operating in global free zones are also getting employees. So we need to find a common roadway so that both the parties should get benefited. Talking about the implementation roadmap, the year one should be the year when we do as much as FDI attraction campaigns, and as being said that they should be very targeted, customized, and very well thought of companies. That we should make sure that these companies should definitely be operating at global free zone. The second pointer of the first year should be infrastructure push. We need to make sure that we constantly improve upon the infrastructure. It should not be like we should wait for any studies to get over to begin the infrastructure push. It should be something which should be very constant, steady, even though slow, but it should be a very steady process. That maybe we can be bettering our roads, or maybe we can bettering the lightings, or maybe we can better the firefighting system. These are very small things, but it helps in a very long run way. So that should be the way. Should be the part of the implementation roadmap. Year two should be the year when we year should be when we establish key partnership and roll out investor incentive. We should make sure that we have best in place programs where we are attracting the investors, where we are saying a very clear proposal to investor that, hey, look, we have this solution offering, why not you come and invest to us? So we need to have a very clear uh, proposal which can put to the investor. So year two should be our year of partnership and chasing excellence in those partnership, and making sure those relationship with the investors are solidified and positioned strongly. Year three should be the year when we chase scale, and when we double and we accelerate all our operation. When we see that if we are making partnership with 5 investors, then now we should double down to 10 investors. Similarly, if we have infrastructure expenditure x, now we should go for double xing the amount. So the idea is to make sure that whatever we are doing, we should accelerate on our efforts. So yeah, that was the implementation roadmap. And by executing this strategy, the free zone will solidify its status as a global leader in sustainable economic growth, advancing Dubai's position as a hub for innovation investment. So that was it. Discussing the global free zone. It's midnight, little cold, so not being able to deliver the content quite properly. We'll try to give more better in the next upcoming video. So thank you.